So I do a good amount of videos talking about copyright-free music, and it seems to be something that people really like. It's something that all creatives have in common, so obviously those videos do well. The issue is, I don't think I've ever gone all the way to the beginning. For you creators out there who are just trying to get into it, don't really know what copyright-free music is, why you should be using it, or where to get it. There's a lot of information out there, not all of it is correct, and I want to go through and let you know the super simple basics, what copyright-free music is, why I use it, and why you should be using it too. When you think of copyright-free music, you might think of some really, let's just say, poorly composed music, and that's sort of a stereotype that's been perpetuated throughout the industry, but nowadays that's not really quite the case. Actually, it's not the case at all. You've got great services like Artlist, Epidemic Sound, Soundstripe. All of these are paid services that specialize in high quality stock music. Professionals use these sites to score anything from their YouTube videos all the way to TV advertisements or even some TV shows. Obviously, this is going to be something that I recommend to any creator when you get to a certain level where you can afford it. Little shameless self-plug here, but if you're at that point already and you want to get something like Artlist or Epidemic Sound to kind of streamline your video production workflow and your music workflow, I have links down in the description. They will help support me, and they're going to give you added benefits. The Epidemic Sound one has a 30-day free trial, which is awesome, and the Artlist one adds 2 months for free to your subscription. So if you want to, check those out. I really appreciate your support. But if you're a beginner, chances are you're not really looking for something that's so high quality or so expensive. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to focus on things that are more geared towards beginners and where you can start getting copyright-free music and why you should use copyright-free music, even though you might not be making any money from your YouTube videos. Let's start with why you should use it. Yes, I know you're probably not making any money from YouTube right now, and that's normal. You know, everybody gets started and everybody's channel kind of goes at a certain pace. If you just keep working hard, eventually you will get to monetization. And that right there is why you need to start using copyright-free music. I was like you probably, and at the beginning of my channel, I just used songs that I really liked, whether they were actually popular songs from pop artists, or maybe you like raps, or you're using music from your favorite rappers. But you'll notice that in your YouTube studio, whenever you post a video with popular music, it will get claimed. Now, your channel is usually not going to receive a copyright strike from something like this. Usually the artist or the label will just kind of take your ad revenue, and if you're not making any ad revenue, that doesn't matter at all. However, YouTube is a funny animal. One day you could have 15 subscribers and not be making anything, and the next day you could post a video that goes viral, and all of a sudden you are making ad revenue, and you could be making considerable ad revenue. But if that video that went viral had copyrighted music in it, you're out of luck. It can be hard at the beginning to kind of consider the long-term impacts of videos like that. And sure, you probably statistically will not have a video that goes viral just like that. However, some of my best performing videos didn't start performing well until 6, 8, 12 months after I posted them. With social media and YouTube in particular, you just never know what the long-term performance of your videos is going to be. So I encourage you right now, if you're in the beginning stages, you're grinding really hard trying to make this YouTube thing work, use copyright-free music, no matter where you get it, because in the long term, it might just pay off. Now let's talk about where you can get that copyright-free music, because who cares if it will pay off in the long term if you have to make a $300 subscription commitment right now to get copyright-free music. That's sort of counterintuitive. Many people aren't willing to make that risk, and I don't blame you. The good news is there are a couple places on the internet where you can get free, really free music that you can use in your videos without paying a subscription fee or a singular download fee. These are invaluable resources for new creators, and I believe that I used this sort of thing for the first 2 years of this YouTube channel. The first place I'm going to recommend is YouTube's audio library. I know, but just let me explain. This music is super accessible, and that's really important when you're getting started. You want things to be as smooth as possible. Now, you probably had a gut reaction when I said YouTube audio library because it stinks. Usually you can tell that the music is straight out of the copyright-free YouTube library, and this is okay to a certain extent. You can get away with it. You just might have to spend a lot of time searching through that audio library to find some stuff that doesn't sound as bad as the majority of YouTube's free music. So that's place number 1, but if you're up for a little bit more of an adventure when it comes to finding music, you can check out SoundCloud. SoundCloud is home to a ton of small music artists, and some of them, especially in genres such as lo-fi, they will have a little section in their description that says one of two things. One, it will say that you are cleared to use it for YouTube and social medias and just credit them. Or it will have an email, and if you like a particular artist, reach out to them via email, see if it's okay if you use their music in your videos and credit them in your description. SoundCloud is something that takes a little bit more time and takes a little bit more effort, especially if you need to start emailing artists, but I think the end result is very good, and this is what I ended up using for most of my time not subscribed to a professional stock music service. Much like SoundCloud, you can actually go onto YouTube itself, not the audio library, but the actual search engine. Look up copyright-free music, copyright-free background music, copyright-free lo-fi music. Find these channels that will post copyright-free stuff that you can use in your videos. Usually you have to credit the artist in the description, but that's always good practice anyway. If you find a song that's in one of those YouTube videos that you like, you just download the video, pull the audio out, and put that song into your own video with your editor. And of course, I don't want to harp on this too hard, but please don't forget to credit the artist in your description, because they're artists, you're artists, and the way that we grow as artists on the internet is sharing each other's work. Always give credit where credit is due. Now, after all of this, if you are still thinking, I really don't want to go through that work, I don't want to have to pay for a subscription service, I just want to use copyrighted music, I wash my hands, because it could work. If, you're fine with not getting ad revenue, that's cool. And generally when you're talking about smaller YouTube creators, you're not going to get a copyright strike. You're not going to get sued for using music that you don't have the proper permissions to use. But I suppose it is technically a possibility. So you do so at your own risk. And that's why I recommend once you start making YouTube ad revenue and you can actually recoup the costs of a subscription to some sort of music service like Artlist or Epidemic Sound, I strongly encourage you to go and get one of those subscriptions, because it makes everything so much simpler, much smoother. You go to one place to find a song that you like, and there's a ton of it. I'm going to make a full video going in depth on the free sources for copyright-free music, such as YouTube's audio library and SoundCloud and those such things. So if you're interested in seeing that, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when I post that. All of that said, I really appreciate you watching this video all the way to the end. You are an awesome human being, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.